My funniest memory with mom. It was some years ago. I don't know, probably we were late middle school, early Christmas. Late middle school, early high school time frame, and it was Christmas Day, and we were throwing socks at each other for some reason, balled up socks, and Dad threw one really hard, and it hit me between the legs, and Mom just started dying laughing, and these words came out of Mom's mouth. Mom said, "Charles, you hit him in the balls." Still makes me laugh, bro, when Mom said balls.
Some of my favorite memories with Mom is when we stay up late and she becomes goofy around 2 o'clock in the morning, and she just gets funny and she starts laughing and she can't really control herself. Those are usually my favorite times with Mom.
What's my funniest memory with Mom? The funniest would be the ice cream story, which Amber will probably say this too, but me and Amber were fighting, and we had made a bowl of ice cream, and there wasn't a lot left. We weren't even fighting over the ice cream. Honestly, I don't know what we were fighting over, but we were arguing, and we made a bowl of ice cream, and Mom got really angry that we were arguing, and she told us to go to our rooms, and so we started walking to our rooms, and she's like, "Give me your ice cream." And she took our bowl of ice cream, and then we went to our rooms, and then we came out of our rooms because we got done being punished for fighting, and she'd eaten our ice cream, and that was the last of the ice cream. And she was kind of proud of herself, I think.
Funnest memory with Mom. Wow. There's been several times where we were all as a family sitting around the table, and someone would say something offhanded, and she would just lose control laughing. There's not one in particular that sticks out to me though.
My funniest memory with Mom was when we were on vacation and we did kind of the same thing, and we ended up getting her laughing so hard that she had to run to the bathroom and didn't make it.
The funniest memory with Mom would probably be when me and April were arguing and she took our ice cream. That would probably be the funniest.
Okay, my funniest memory is, well, this one time I was taking care of Granny, and when I was, Granny had the suggestion that she really wanted onion rings. Well, Mom was at church at an event, and I did not want to bother her, but then I texted her, "Granny really wants onion rings, and you don't want me to leave her, so I really don't know what to do right now, except just tell her that you're gonna bring them later, please." And then she did say, "Hey, I'm gonna go pick some up." But it was my first time just taking care of Granny, and it was a responsibility that she gave me. So of course, I was really nervous. I'm like, "Please don't mess this up. Just don't mess this up." And so when this request came out of nowhere, I was like, "I'm gonna mess this up. Oh gosh, here we go." So thankfully, it was an easy fix because it was just onion rings. But that's always been the joke of whenever I'm going to take care of Granny, or if she ever asks me to take care of Granny, I will say that I will go get some onion rings just to not have that happen again. She gets mad, like that's the thing. So does she ever get mad? I'm sure she does. I've never seen it. I feel like that's like lore, like that's a fairy tale, like people created it just to create something, but I've never seen her mad. She's a saint. What are you talking about? She doesn't ever get mad.
I've honestly, can I remember what time that Mom got mad? I know there's been times that I've never actually seen her lose her cool, personally. I know that she has, because I've heard stories about it, but in front of me, never. She's usually she's super even keel.
One of the times she got mad, Dad. It was Dad when he took the kids out fishing, and me and her sat up, and she was very angry with him. That's one of the times.
I have only 2 times where Mom's ever been upset. And I can tell you both real quick. One was when Charles popped a water balloon on Michelle. Mom got upset then. And then another time it was when somebody said, I don't like this in my salad. And she said, well, it wasn't for you.
A time that Mom got really mad. I won't say the one that I know the girls probably talked about after the fishing trip, even though I just said it. But I wanted to pick something new and different. So when we were young, you showed us a bunch of really old, awful movies, like Christian movies, right? And so, of course, everyone remembers the cross and the switchblade. And this is inner city New York, and you got gangs in the 60s and 70s, the bishops and the Mau Mau's, and they're fighting, right? And as a young kid looking up at all this, I'm like, this is so cool, it's crazy, they're killing each other and stuff. And so I remember one time we were watching it, and we got through kind of toward the end where the bishops and the Mau Mau's were meeting at the church or wherever they're going, and the pastor's there, and they actually start reconciling and coming together, and people were coming to Jesus, and my words were something like, oh man, this is the boring part, you know, because they weren't killing each other anymore and everyone's coming to Christ. And as like a little kid, like, that's boring, right? And I remember Mom got so mad. She stood up and she said, if you can't watch it and watch it for what it's meant to be, you're not gonna be allowed to watch it anymore. She turned off the VCR, and I wasn't allowed to watch The Cross and the Switchblade anymore because, you know, I was watching it for the wrong reasons.
When my mom got mad, oh yes, my favorite story, and hopefully we all three have the same story because this is classic. Dad took me and Amber and Scott. No, Dad took me and Scott out fishing on the pier, and we were young. And Amber stayed home with Mom, and we didn't have cell phones back then. And we stayed out like, I don't know, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It was late. It was really, really late. Actually, we stayed out later than that because we got back and it was time for church. And Dad said, get in, change for church, and let's go. So we must have been out like all night. I was young. I don't really remember exactly, but we didn't have time to do anything but get ready for church and go. And we'd been out the night before. And Dad never called Mom to let her know we were going to be late. So we get home and Mom is fuming, and she took a shoe and threw it at Dad. She was so mad. She's like, you kept my babies out. You didn't call me. You didn't. And what's ironic is I told Dad you should call Mom and tell her we're going to be late, and he did not. So yeah, she lost her mind. That's the only time I can ever remember her like really being angry. I mean, she did chase our dog around with a broom because the dog caught a grasshopper and she didn't want the grasshopper inside, so she chased the dog around, but she wasn't really angry. When she got angry at Dad, only time I've ever seen it, she threw a shoe at him for keeping her kids out late.
Something I've learned from Mom is just her obedience with her walk with Christ. She's in the Bible constantly. She's in the Word, and her she lives out her Christian faith. Like her actions and everything she does, she's very fruitful, and that's something that I personally aspire to be, and it's a rarity, I think.
I have learned from Mom how to read my Bible. She's taught me things that she probably doesn't even know she ever taught me.
And then they taught me about life. I would say probably to be me no matter what and stick to my kind heart is what she's always said. And just be me. Don't let others change me, and just be who I am.
She's taught me grit. She's definitely taught me patience and kindness. She's taught me grit because she's gone through so many bad things in her life, like cancer. She's still gone through it, like without being rude or just still being kind to other people. She taught me how to be kind. She's just always so kind, no matter what goes through her face. Well, whatever's going through her mind, she's always just so kind. She always puts a warm smile on her face and makes everybody feel so special.
What has Meme taught me about life? Well, she's taught me how to bake a lot of things. If we're not talking about that, then she's probably taught me how to be truthful. She's taught me how to be truthful, and she's much more than that too.
Something I've learned from Mom is definitely the pro and con list. Anytime there's a decision to be made, write out your pro and con list and weigh the options.
Something I learned from Mom would have to be how to love. She always was loving in everything she did, and you just knew that whatever she was doing was out of love. So whether she was cooking or cleaning or whatever, it was just always very loving. So yeah, I feel like we couldn't have had a better mom. I feel like she's truly been the best example of how to be a mom.
I learned how to drive from Mom. You know, we would drive everywhere, and as a kid in the back seat, besides throwing up on the seat and then the girls being like, "Ew, I'm never sitting in that seat again," I remember just always watching out the windows. And Mom, occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally she would talk to me and talk to us about how to drive, you know, the four-way stop signs and making lane changes and stoplights and stuff. And I just remember as a kid driving to and from Cahoon and all that, remembering some of the things she talked about while she was driving. What's a value that I take away from Mom? Mom is, like, obviously she's a saint, she's an angel that fell out of heaven, right? But in practical terms, as her child, the value that I've learned from Mom most is steadfastness, bro. She has been the most consistent, steadfast person I have ever known or met in my entire life. From 1986, when I met her, all the way up until this day, she's been the same mom, consistent, loving mom. Never changes, never went through issues that she couldn't still love me through. Just that steadfast, that rock. And I imagine when Jesus is talking to Peter, "Hey, I'm gonna build my church on you," like, that's Mom. Mom's that type of person that Jesus would be like, "I'm gonna build my church on this lady because she's steady."
Something that I really don't have a lot, and that's patience. I may look like I have a lot of patience sometimes, but I really don't. And she has so much patience. She is such a strong woman, strong female, strong lead for the family. And we mentioned earlier, I don't see her get angry, but I see her very patient. She thinks things through, and that's something that I know that I always try to work on too. I'm like, okay, look, she's got all these responsibilities and all these kids, including my husband, and she's so patient with everybody and the willingness to help everyone whenever they need it. But probably more than that is just an ear to listen. She'll just sit there and just listen to you pour your heart out of what's going on in your life. And she may not know anything, but by the time you finish talking with her, she knows her entire life story. And you don't even know how it happened. It started with, "So how's your day?" and that's how this obscure object ruined my entire life. And she knows it all, and she has the best advice to give to any situation. So patience and just being there for everyone.
Like, to not really be like of a mean person, be like really kind, and like, just don't do bad things.
She's taught me, kind of goes hand in hand with the first thing, how to treat everyone the same, how to treat everyone with respect, how to learn and follow God, and to learn from God.
She's taught me that, you know, you don't always have to be prepared for everything, and that life will always go on, and just to have patience for everyone.
One of my favorite things about Mama, her faithfulness to Christ, and that she's really she's very kind and loving.
Yeah. Her kindness, how sweet she is.
Favorite thing about Meme? It's probably her compassionate heart and just how she's very loving to everyone, no matter if it's family, friends, whoever, church members. You know, she just cares about everybody in a special way, and There's only been, I could probably count on one hand, maybe I've seen her get bad, and I think that takes a lot for somebody to be that patient and compassionate with people. I just love her.
I like how she's like so interested in what I say, because sometimes whenever I'm at school and I try to say stuff to my friends or my family, they talk to other people instead of me, and whenever she like brings that warm smile to my face and she likes hanging out with me and she replies and she just seems interested and it makes me feel special.
My favorite thing about Meme is how nice she is to everybody. She just treats everyone amazing. You know, she just brightens up everyone's day.
My favorite thing about Meme is that whenever you come to her, you know that you're gonna get the truth. But some people, whenever you come to them, you know that you're gonna get the truth, but it's not in the way that you would like it to be, or they're gonna put you down. Meme, she's gonna give you the truth, and she's gonna make you feel good about yourself and make you feel loved.
My favorite thing about Meme is that she's really patient with everybody and she gives everyone grace.
Mom is happy. What makes Mom happy? Mom is happy when her kids are around. For sure. She loves her kids.
Mom's family makes her happy.
What makes Mom happy is probably studying the Bible. She is happiest when she's researching and reading and surrounded by God's Word. She also is happy when she's got her whole family together. So I think family and God, all that together, is probably what makes Mom the most happy.
I think what makes her most happy is kind of when the family's all around. I see a different, when we're just hanging out with just April and I or just the kids, it's different when the whole family's there. So when the whole family is around, I think that she's like, it genuinely blesses her. She's very happy with that.
I feel that what makes her happy is seeing her kids happy, seeing her kids thrive, seeing her grandkids happy and thriving, seeing when we're all together, that makes her happy. When we are together for birthdays or lunches, mostly birthdays now, and holidays, I always make it a point to look at her and see her face. And she doesn't grin, but there's a very specific smile that she has. She's just very happy. Like, I helped create all this. And this is exactly what I've always wanted, is just my family around me and us laughing together, sharing stories together. If we're sad, we're working together to fix it. But no matter what, the operative word is together. We are together as a family, and nothing can beat that.
Mom gets happy, of course, with her family and grandkids around. But I think that what she loves most is that one-on-one direct relationship she has with each of us on her own. And I know everyone has one-on-one relationships, but I think she truly values the fact that she has an individual, separate relationship with all three of the kids, all of the grandkids. And so anytime I've got the chance that I can just pop in, say hello, send her a text, give her a call, surprise her, that makes her the happiest. I know she absolutely loves that.
I would say it's probably the same, just learning how to be close to the Lord. I've watched her through good times and bad times, just with her faith. It's very powerful to watch Mom's faith.
Value. What value have I learned from Mom? I just think how important it is to be in God's Word. And it's something that I think she's taught Amber and I both, specifically because Amber and I talk about it, so I know. But she is very much a studier of the Bible, and value-wise, I think that is something that she's showed us is how important that is.
The value that I have learned from Mom, that one's a tough one. There's been so many. I think probably watching Mom, the way she handles family and life and stuff like that, is probably the biggest value that I've picked up from her. She has done it with such grace.
One of my best memories or interactions with Mom. I was young, I was little, we were still at Covina, and we were in the bathroom, or I was in the bathroom taking a bath, and for some reason I got really scared. I don't know what I was scared about, but I was crying or something like that, and like I said, this is really young. This was probably 88, 89. I'd just been with you guys for just a couple years, maybe even less. And so you scooped me up, Mom, and you held me in your lap on the toilet, and you started telling me the story because you had a little high heel charm on your necklace, and you told me the story of Cinderella, and that distracted me. It took my mind off of whatever I was afraid of, and you. I mean, it was a really important, special moment that I had with you, and I've cherished that all these years.
So many of them. When I think I just graduated high school, me and her would have lunch together, and that is a really good one. And then we went to a women's retreat, which hopefully we'll do another one, but went to a women's retreat and had a great time with her there too. Got room service and just had a good time.
Growing up, what is the best memory of Mom? Okay, this is hard. I don't know why this is so hard for me. Because I feel like I have so many memories with her. Okay, probably, well, I'll say this. One of my best memories, or my thoughts of Mom, is going to be, for the longest time, I never knew Mom worked, meaning she always cooked, she always cleaned. We get home, there's clothes on our bed, folded, ready to go to be put up. I didn't know it. My whole life I thought she was a stay-at-home mom, and that she never had a job. And I found out when I was an adult that the whole time she had a part-time job. So like, she always took us to school, picked us up, always had everything ready. It's like she was able to manage a part-time job and her house, you know, like extremely well. And I admire that so much because it's hard. And I didn't even know. I had no clue the whole time I was growing up that she had a job. So I think that it was just really neat, that fact that she was able to manage her house and her family so well while holding down a job.
Mom was sitting right here, I'd tell her the same thing I tell her all the time. I'd hug her, pull her in, kiss her on her forehead, and tell her that I love her. That's the absolute best thing you can do for anybody, right? Is affirm them, show them that they're valuable and they're important. She's done that to me for my entire life. So if she's right here, bro, I'd just tell her I love her, because I do.
If Mom was here, I would just tell her how much we love her. And we just couldn't do much without her. It just wouldn't be the same.
I tell her that she's worth more than anything. She's just the best person that I could ever ask for, besides God. Second best angel.
Okay, I know she's always worried about being a good mom, and I do think that I know we feel that we could not have had a better mom. There's absolutely no questions in our mind that she loves us and that she would do anything for us. And I think that for her, she just always wanted to show us that, and she has.
Who is Mom's favorite kid? I don't know that I can answer that. I mean, if I'd have grown up with the family and been around as a teenager, I might have a better answer for you. But honestly, I don't know.
We all kind of feel like she shouldn't have a favorite. She treats everybody equally. But I always think Amber's been the favorite just because she's the first. Like, I don't know. I feel like you just love your first kid a lot. And Amber, I don't know. I probably Amber.
Mom does not have a favorite kid, regardless of what they say. Mom loves her kids equally.
Me?
Who's mom's favorite kid? Me. No doubt. Who else does she buy all that stuff for when we lived there? She always bought me my peanut butter. She always bought me my type of bread. She always had my snacks, my cereal, my Pop-Tarts. She didn't do that for Amber and April. You're crazy. She didn't even do that for Dad.
I already know your answer on this one.
It's me.
Yeah. Who's Mimi's favorite grandchild?
Who's Meme's favorite grandchild? It's me. It's always been me. It's same as Pepe. It's always been me. Yeah. There's no other. Yeah, I was first, and I'll always be the favorite.
Colton or Julia? Actually, Cammy, probably.
Who's Meme's favorite grandchild? Well, definitely not me. I think probably one of the older ones because she's just known them for longer, so probably like Justin or Isaiah.
I think Meme's favorite grandchild is Justin, just because Justin checks up on her. Justin calls her probably daily from what I hear, but I still think that I'm Pepe's favorite though.
Who's Meme's favorite grandchild?
Julia. We know.
Definitely Julia. She spends a lot more like time with her, and she's always talking to her. It's just obvious.
Happy Mother's Day, Meme. Love you.
Happy Mother's Day, Meme. Love you.
I love you, Meme, and I hope you have the best Mother's Day, and I want you to constantly remember this and remember how much we all love you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Meme.
Happy Mother's Day, Meme. I love you so much. You are worth more than gold.
Happy Mother's Day. I love you.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. We love you.
Mom, happy Mother's Day. We love you.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. We love you very much.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. We love you.
Hey Mom, happy Mother's Day. I'm so happy to be part of this family and I love you.
Mom, happy Mother's Day. I couldn't be more proud and more blessed to have a mom like I do with you.
Tyson. Hey. Tyson. Hey. What is your favorite memory of Meme? Yeah? All right. Toby, what's your favorite memory of Meme? Are you more on the quiet side? Not much for words? You want to go bye-bye? You want to go bye-bye?
Yeah, there you go.